in Pawcast.
All right, people, welcome back to episode 10.
10.
Yeah, 10. We made
Congrats,
it, guys.
everybody.
Yay.
Yay.
Cool.
That's 10 weeks of Pawcast.
Consistent 10 weeks. I think we might have missed one over Christmas. But
That's right.
other than that, keeping it going. Even though, yeah, and if you got to experience our last podcast, which was kind of, the production wasn't as good because we were using different stuff in that Airbnb in Fort Worth. But, you know, we still did it.
I thought that was pretty fun. And I've never
was
done
cool.
anything like that before. You know, we always do our podcast here in the studio, like just with ourselves. So it was kind of weird to have an audience to a degree, even though they're just like bandmates, you know. But
we're just, it is weird to just be talking and other people are just quietly listening to
And
you.
we also kind of killed the vibe.
And staring at you.
There was a party.
Everybody was hanging out, and it was like, everybody shut up. We're
Yeah.
going to do this. And I don't know.
Then people went to sleep.
Yeah.
But
What do you want?
hey, man, it is what it is. You
We had
got
to
to
get
hustle.
up early anyway, so
It's true. And they're our homies, so they'll forgive us in the end.
yeah.
So anyway, but Lion Heights News is kind of just talking about that weekend. You know, we're looking at it, you know, in the past now, and it was a good time. We can't wait to share some of the stuff we recorded with y'all, and you know, just gear up and do it again next year.
We thought it was interesting how it took kind of the whole 3 shows to even get warmed up into like our set.
It's true. It's true.
Now we have to wait a whole year to play Bob Marley again.
No, I mean, you know, we can bust those tunes out anytime, but
We were just getting to the sweet spot though, you know, like if we were on like a 2-week tour or something,
it would have been
that
nice.
next show, if we had our 4th show, that would have been the banger, man. Then we would have been.
It always
we would have
is
been
like
on.
that. Like, it takes a few shows to really warm up into yourself and just really like feel good about the material, and that's why we should just do like 3 practice shows 3 days before the real show
not a
every
bad
single
idea.
day. Because really, the repetition of every day is what makes you just gel into it. Like, since we only rehearse once a week, you kind of have to remember things sometimes. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe for bands out there, learn from us. Rehearse every day right before the gig, and then you'll have a nice tight show. Especially if you're gonna record, you know, it's gonna live forever. So, but anyway, other news is today we released "Way I'm Smoking" from Ross Idre and Blackamore, and that's on the Blink Check Rhythm. So it's a big tune. It's probably the only ganja tune on the whole rhythm. One of my favorite tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely be adding that to the end of the podcast so you can check it out. Yeah.
And we don't have. This is the second to last one.
Yeah.
Right?
The last one is
'Cause
going to be
our
tune.
tune is left, and that's going to be next Friday. That's going to
Yep.
come out, and then
Everything will drop on Spotify and Apple Music. So for you guys out there, if you'd like to support us, it'd be really awesome if when that stuff on the 19th, when the whole rhythm drops, listen to the rhythm on Spotify or whatever, but if you can just put it on like repeat and turn it off, like you don't have to listen to it, just let it repeat all day. And the more views and the more hype we get on the day that it releases, the more likely it is to get placed in playlists for, you know, influencers and playlisters to want to pick up on it. So even just our little group of people, we can make a big difference just by playing it over and over again. And hey, if you have some music and you want me to do that for you, I will do it because I know how the game goes.
yeah, we got to watch each other's backs. And while
Yeah.
we're talking about playlists as well, all the music that we feature on our podcast is all compiled on a playlist on Spotify. I haven't gotten around to doing it on Apple yet because I don't have Apple Music. But all the music that we share here can be found on a playlist called Main Selections, MANE, like a lion, get it? And
Yeah.
so if you're on Spotify and you like the kind of stuff that we're doing, you know, when we'll put our tunes on there and we'll put the music that we share is on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that and tell y'all to go follow that if you want to.
Yeah. So other than that, some new stuff coming up. We just got into talking and working with Rasta Stevie out of Colorado, and he's putting together a little festival, and we're going to be out there May 14th and 15th. And right now, I think we're going to be working with Blackamore and Perfect Gedamani and Mr. Kali. So we're going to be busy out there, and there's a whole heap of nice bands that are going to play that, you know, we'll let you know about that later. But for all the people out in Durango, that's where we're going to be at. Speaking of shows, though, did anybody catch the Reggae Month show that happened on Wednesday night?
No, I was busy
No.
with the stream stuff, and I just went home and I didn't catch any of it.
I was at the stream too, but that night driving home, I watched it, and then I watched the whole set when I got back. But man, y'all should really check it out. So if you're interested, look up Reggae Lucian 2021. It's on the Reggaeville page, and a whole lot of artists played. Samri I played. Sounded good, man. His voice is like just like the record. It sounds really nice. And then it was Kabaka. Kabaka sounded awesome. It was great to see the Bebel Rock crew again, our homies from Bebel Rock. And then Chronix played. And what was cool is Chronix only had a trio. He had, I think it was guitar, bass, and drums. No keys. And he had a lot of tracks going. They played De La Move. They played like a lot of the hip hop kind of sounding ones. They played Eternal Light.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Dude, honestly, Kabaka's my artist, right? I love his whole thing with the band and everything, but Chronix kind of caught me on a different way because it was nothing like I'd seen him do before, and he was just really, really mellow, and he wasn't trying to talk on the mic between the songs. Like he just really wasn't like trying to be too showy. He was just being more mystic about the music, and it worked for the live stream because the live stream isn't like a hype feeling. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I enjoyed both shows. It was good. So I would say people check that thing out. But yeah, other than that, other shows, y'all went to a show. Tell me about how that went.
Yeah, so James and I, probably a couple weekends ago now, we went to Lukenbach, which has been on the bucket list, at least for me, and I know for James as well, since we moved here, because we know that song.
Lukenbach, Texas.
Yeah, let's go to
Yes.
Lukenbach, Texas, with Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, which was a big old smash.
They weren't there, unfortunately.
Yeah, they weren't there. But we saw, James and I, we like Western Swang, and we went to go see probably one of the biggest bands and one of the longest bands that's been around doing it, Asleep at the Wheel. which
They've been
is-
around for 50 years? I don't know.
They've been around for a long time. I know they said they have like over like 10 Grammys,
10
probably 'cause
Grammys.
there's not that many people in that category competing for those, but still, they've just been around.
Like Western Swing is the category?
I don't know what the category is. They just said before, like, when they were announcing them, they said like, oh, 10-time Grammy winners or something like that.
I think they'd just be categorized as country Western.
I think they've
as
been
a,
around since like the late 70s or something like that, maybe.
I think 74 they had their first big hit, I think. And I think it was the letter that Johnny Walker read.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was kind of like, I wanted to see that band for a while, and I wanted to go to Lukenbach. So James hit me up and was like, "Hey, check this out!" And the tickets were pretty cheap too.
Was it
25
packed?
bucks?
There was probably
300?
it was sold out,
Damn,
but there wasn't.
that's
There was
a
only
big-
a few hundred.
Were they being like real COVID aware, or was it like country time?
I mean, it was all outside, and people were like sitting down, but
Oh, okay, so outside. That's good.
it was all outside. It was kind of cold actually, but like people weren't really wearing their masks. But I mean, it was like I said, it was outside, and
I mean, when you're outside, to me, I'm not really tripping. Like,
then in that area too, like I'm not trying to say anything bad, but
well, we know how it is. Once you get
Yeah.
the further out of the city you get, the more likely people are to not be.
yeah. So there was that kind of vibe
respecting
going
the
on, but-
rules.
It's really cold, too.
Yeah, it was freezing out there.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
I got myself a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
seen you wear it once.
I wore it when I linked up with Dan on Rainy Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Did
look
you-
like Brad Paisley with it. It's just kind of goofy. Like, I don't know where I'm going to wear that. I kind of just want to start wearing it to Lion Heights
Kind of
shows.
just a
'cause it-
Sunday hat.
Yeah.
That way people will stop calling you Eminem.
Yeah. Definitely won't get that anymore.
Rabbit.
That's funny.
That was cool. It's like, I don't know. It's just like a palm hat. But
All right. Well, cool, yeah. Yeah, we listen to different music. We don't listen to only the one type of music.
yeah.
But well, y'all want to do some new music? Why? What are y'all? I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. There was something interesting on the way back happened.
Yeah.
I don't
Alright.
know if James cares to elaborate at all. But,
Well, I mean, Johnny Law stopped us,
Oh, tell us.
which added to the bucket list because it was really a special Texas moment. You get to go to a famous venue you've never been to, see a famous band that you've always wanted to see at that famous venue, and then get stopped by the highwaymen and still You're a free man.
You made it.
And you live to tell the tale.
Why
I'm
did you get pulled over?
unbranded. I don't even know. I don't think he was going for me, to be honest. So basically,
You just pulled over.
there's a
and
pickup truck. I just pulled over behind him, and then he, no.
Like, no, I'm pulling you over.
Yeah, there's a pickup truck. We're on Highway 71, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, 290.
Yeah, and so
Coming
There's a-
back into town.
we're about 5 minutes from Austin city
We were
limits.
right.
I don't care
we
where you were. What happened?
Well, it's important to the story because we were right. We were like 1
Almost
mile
home.
from the county line, like
Oh.
in Travis County, where they are less likely to screw around with you.
Yeah.
Is what's
Yeah.
commonly known. So, and they were chilling there, right? Like it must be that good spot where they can still get you before you go to the next county. But yeah, James.
Yeah, so there's a pickup truck in front of me, and then I was following the pickup truck, and then I saw the cop, and I started to slow down, and he turned on his lights as the pickup truck passed him, and so I was like, "Uh-oh, he's gonna pull over that pickup truck," but no, he came behind us. Then I pull over, and basically, we told him we were coming from Lukenbach, and then things took a turn for the worst.
Really? What? Really?
This whole time I was like, it's all gonna be good, man. Like we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, and then the dude comes back, and the officer comes back, and he was like, "Sir, can you step out of the car, please?"
I was like,
What?
here we
I
go.
thought you were
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah.
But
And we
was
weren't
not drunk.
Like we weren't at all.
but were you driving in a way to give him some suspicion?
He said we were speeding.
which I also think is
Like
not
is
true.
on the highway.
Man, that's why
and we might have been
He said I was
going a little bit over the speed limit, but if you know that road, everybody cruises at like over the speed
Yeah.
limit on that road, like
Yeah.
all the time. Like it's not even like a thing. Like so they were just out to get somebody.
We got to protect ourselves, and I don't have one, but I need to get one. There's a dash cam.
Yeah.
And record all that stuff, because then you can, if they do give you a ticket or they do give you anything, you can fight it, and it's way easier to do it if you got video. So that
Yeah.
sucks, man, because you're not drunk. They're wasting your time for no reason.
And I have a court date I have to go to too.
About what? You got a citation?
They gave me allegedly I have to say that for legal reasons. A 70. I was going 70 and a 55. So they claim.
Which I doubt. But even so, people do easy 70 on there all the time, probably even higher than that.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
even go 70 like normally when it says 70,
Yeah.
unless I'm going like to Dallas or Houston or somewhere far.
So you're just gonna say that I didn't do that?
No, they have a driver safety course that you can opt out so that it will just cancel out the ticket, but you have to pay like $25. For the
Doesn't
course,
he
I
have to
think.
prove that he clocked you? Like, doesn't he? Like, he can't just say he saw you. He has to have you on the gun.
Right, but I mean, then I have to go to court. And
He's saying if he does a driver's class that's $25 online,
Oh,
the whole thing just gets wiped out.
Well, then just do that.
Yeah.
But the easiest.
Man,
But so everything is fine, so it's all good. Give thanks for that. But you did something funny, and I want you to tell the people about
Oh,
it
yeah.
and us about it, because it's funny when they were giving him the sobriety test, which you nailed with flying colors. So I hear. I didn't get to see it because had to stay in the car.
Panicking.
But what happened when they made you count to something and
Yeah, so
explain that?
basically they make you walk the line, right? And you have to put your heel on your toe, and you have to take 9 steps, and then turn and do 9 steps back while counting aloud
to 9,
to 9.
which most people go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Correct.
Did James count down?
James,
No, I, because I'm super organized in my life, I decided to group it into clusters of 3, and so as soon as I started
I know, it doesn't
walking,
make
I
any
was like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2.
you were like counting a waltz. Like,
And then after I did it, the cop was like, "Why did you count like that?" And I had to be like, "Sorry, man, I play music, and that just makes it easier for me." And so
To keep time, he has to subdivide it.
1, 2, 3,
Like, to
2,
make it
2,
consistent?
3, 2,
And,
3.
and then also I noticed myself doing it.
That's extremely
again
strange.
on the third and last thing. You had to stand on your leg of your choice, and you had to point your toe forward, and you had to count 1001, 1002, etc. until he told you to stop. So when I got to the 20s area, instead of going like 1019, 1020, I went 2020.
He's like, you must be high.
and then he stopped me at 2021, and then he's like, "All right, well, I can tell you're not intoxicated." I was like, "Thank God."
Oh my god.
I think he thought I had autism.
Man,
That is not the time to start. Like, I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but I just can't believe like it's just so funny to me.
I mean, technically, that's not a crime to count like that.
No.
Yeah, but you're not following their like. I could see how they could say something like, "You didn't follow my directions."
Yeah.
Like I didn't say count in threes in like, you know.
This isn't the military.
Yeah.
I'm a civilian.
Some cops can just be assholes like that. Man, it makes me mad that they even wasted your time on the way home and you were sober. Like, that's really annoying.
Well, know what the weirdest part is? We were so freaked out by it that we actually had to go to Austin and have a beer to relax.
See, they forced you guys to drink and drive after.
No, we weren't driving after that.
Allegedly. Well, at least nothing happened. That's good. But yeah, that's annoying, man. You got to protect yourself, man. You got to make sure you get the what did I just call it? The
Dash cam?
Dash cam. And then also, people, if you do drink, I would say every day, like when you do your fitness, you should practice the walking the line, the toe, whatever that was, the
Counting to 9.
If you did it every day, you could do it drunk easy. Right?
And then encourage people.
And then
I'm
you
just
also
saying, practice makes perfect. And stay out of jail, people.
Yeah.
Also,
you got to be smarter than them.
I was
Yeah.
gonna plug this app that I learned about because I was trying to figure out how I could get out of the ticket. And there's a website or an app called Do Not Pay.
Mm-hmm.
It's $36 annually, and it's basically a robot lawyer,
What?
and they've gotten people out of like tons of traffic tickets. And basically, you just use that and you plug in your information, and it does it automatically. It will print out a thing and send it to the city that you live in, and then kind of be like a lawyer.
$36? I would pay that.
Yeah, for a
That's
year.
nothing.
Yeah, per year.
That's great, man.
I think I read when they first started, they only had 2 cities they were working in, and they got over $4 million worth of traffic tickets expunged for people.
Wow.
And you can do it in like 120 seconds.
Because it makes sense, like so many laws, it'd be easier just for a computer to index that and be able to look up things to get you out or little things like that, you know.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah,
based
but a
on your
computer
search.
doesn't have
exactly
like
what
a
it is.
reason though. Like
But you just fill out
Well,
out everything.
You
in
also
your
take
form.
a photo of your ticket. So basically, even if you have like a missing letter in your VIN number or there's a typo, the ticket can be expunged then.
And it can cross-reference previous cases that were similar fields and say, you know, this was the outcome of that case, and I can do this, you know. So that's cool. Good info.
yeah, good to know.
All right, let's move on to new music. So I think it's your tune first, Jeremy.
Yeah, this is a tune that I delivery driving. One of the times I was delivery driving, I was just listening to straight up like 80s, like hip hop, like Grandmaster Flash. That's why I wanted to play this song. And the beats are kind of goofy and the rhyme schemes are kind of goofy, but I just got into it for like a whole day. I just listened to none of this stuff straight. So I don't know. But this is a cut off that.
All right, this
I
one's
just like it.
New York, New York from Grandmaster Flash. We were watching Eddie Murphy, like from the 80s, and it had some intro like this.
A New York, big city of dreams. And everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might get fooled if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I know my way around. Too much, too many people, too much. Too much, too many people, too much. A castle in the sky, 1 mile high, built to shelter the rich and greedy. Rows of eyes disguised as windows, looking down on the poor and the needy. Miles of people marching up the avenue, doing what they gotta do just to get by. I'm living in a land of plenty and many, but I'm damn sure.
Oh, this has a few
poor, and
people.
I don't know
Grandmaster
why.
Flash,
Too much.
Furious 5,
Yeah.
and Sugar Hill Gang.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much, too many people, too much.
A man's on a ledge, says he's gonna jump. People gather around, said he won't, he's just a chump, cause he lost his job.
Is the
Then he
bass
got
real?
robbed, his mortgage is due, and his marriage
It sounds
is
like a
through.
bass.
He says he ain't
Can't
gonna
tell. It
pay
sounds
no
like-
child support because the bitch left him without
It
a
sounds
second
fake,
thought.
but then it
He
has
got
like a
nothing
slap
to eat,
velocity.
No shoes on his feet, she even left his clothes out in the street. He keeps hearing
That sounds
noises.
real,
from
though.
his head.
And there's a slide
He
that
always
sounds
hears
pretty
voices
real.
when
Yeah,
he's
they
all
both.
alone.
I guess it's
His
just
wife
so
took the kids, the
consistent
car,
that it sounds
and the
fake.
crib. In this man's world, so much for women's live. New York, big city of
Whoa.
dreams, but everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might get fooled if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I know my way around. Down in the village, you might think I'm silly, but you can't tell the women from the men sometimes. They are sugar and spice and everything nice, but when you get them home, ain't no telling what you find. Right next door is a little old man. I see dog food out of a can. He says I got to eat when I can't afford
There's some
meat.
old lyrics that probably would not fly today.
Why not?
I like it though because if y'all don't know, like obviously when this kind of hip hop music started, it was parties and stuff, like, you know, like clubs and stuff is where a lot of this music got played. And
Doesn't exist anymore.
this is like Grandmaster Flash and his song "The Message." I should have played that one too. Like I like that one a lot. That's the one that like P Diddy redid. The dunku 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 dunku.
Oh, yeah.
That's like regarded as like one of the first kind of conscious hip hop songs because it's not about like a lot of them, you know, like dance and do this and, you know, put your hands in the air and stuff like that. And this was like a long song, and this song is pretty long too. It's like over 7 minutes long, and everybody's got their verse, but they're talking about their life that they live and like the things that are happening, and they talk about like, you know, being poor and
Reality.
you know, the crack stuff and like you know prostitution and stuff, and that wasn't really getting sung about like that before, like, and be popular and on the radio. So he kind of like took his kind of thing like that, you know, like artists like Bob Marley did too, where it's like you make something really catchy, and like that song doesn't sound like it'd be kind of sad, but if you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about the gritty stuff in New York City that's going down in their everyday lives that people don't know about, but still was able to make like these, I don't know how this one did, but like a bunch of songs that were like huge successes.
Commercial success.
Yeah. And
Or
like really took
inspiration.
that message to people, and they called it The Message, and it was, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
think it's really cool, and early hip hop, something that I always thought was interesting the way it started and evolved.
Yeah, we could do a whole episode on that. And
Yeah.
the roots of it in Jamaica, moving to New York and all of that. So, yeah.
Because like also Grandmaster Flash, like, and somebody else, man, I'm kicking myself. I can't remember the name, but like,
Cool Herc.
yeah. But like, I think there's one guy I'm missing, but like these guys not only kind of invented this genre, but the technology behind what like DJs do now, like they didn't used to be able to hear what was playing before. Like one of those guys invented that, like being able to hear
The cue.
what's coming up next. Yeah. And like he invented spinning two of the same record and getting those drum breaks or, you know, or whatever breaks. And
Elongating the breaks.
yeah,
and
and like that was mind blowing at the time because you're just taking a vinyl record and,
Yeah.
and really turning it into an instrument. It's just awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah, love that. All right. Well, Tom, you want to do your song next?
Yeah. So this is called Herida Mortal, which means, I think, like fatal wound or mortal wound.
Oh, that's the worst one.
And it's by Cultura Profética. Which is for those of you who don't know, it's a great band out of Puerto Rico.
Cultura Profetica for our Texan listeners.
Cultura Profética. And what's cool about this song, the horn lines are really nice, but also the lead singer, his style, you can tell here, is heavily influenced by the, you know, classic salsa singers from the 70s, like Hector Lavoe, Frankie Ruiz, like all those guys. So it's pretty dope.
All right, let's check it out. It fades in. I was like, did I do something wrong?
And they just dropped, this was released in 2019, but they just dropped a video today for it.
Oh,
Okay, so
wow.
this is pretty new.
Yeah.
Hazme una herida mortal,
That was a gunshot right there, I think.
hazme caer con tu arma más letal.
Here's some Syndrome.
Tan solo hazme una
Is that a steel
herida
drum?
mortal.
Syndrome.
Te digo no me dejes escapar.
Yeah, the production
That
is so
thing,
good.
It's a little
Si
thin.
me has conocido bien, de seguro que ya has visto que le he huido al compromiso.
Got the classic
Al
salsa
matrimonio
line, that
también.
right there. Na, 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 na,
Que
na.
no pueda ser fiel, es hoy, mi amor, te pido que lances tu mejor flecha y así puede ser que aprenda a ver lo que nunca he visto. A ver, que me han tirado hasta con las chancletas, las balas no me dan, parecen tirar con salva las faldas más coquetas, que ya ni ganas me dan. ¿Será que veo en ti un tesoro? Si lo ves, negra, ponle todo.
Yeah, man, that was jamming. I dug that.
And I obviously know what he's talking about, Tom, but what's your take on the lyrics? I just want to hear what you think about
I haven't
it.
paid that much attention to him yet.
Yeah, just listen to the,
I've been so
the
keen into
music.
the music. I've caught like a lyric here and there where I get
I
the
heard chanclas.
gist.
But that was cool, and I liked the production. It sounded really clean.
Production's real good, yeah.
It was
Do you know
nice.
if they do they like record their music in Puerto Rico, or do they go?
They record. I don't know. I know they've recorded at Tough Gong.
Cool.
They have an album that's recorded at Tough Gong.
Wow,
But I don't know where they normally record now.
that's cool.
Yeah, Lewis cited them as one of his influences too on the last episode.
Yeah.
So I know the name, and I'm not really familiar with them. So that's cool that you brought that to the table.
Man, they're good. They're, in my opinion, they're the best Latin American reggae band by far. Musicianship is just on another level.
If they're Puerto Rican, I wonder if they come to the States a lot.
They do. They played in San Antonio once. They're around here. They played
Maybe
in
we
New York
should-
a lot.
We should get them to come out to Austin.
Yeah.
Maybe we should
They would
book a
draw in
Puerto
a
Rican
second.
tour.
Huh?
Maybe we should book a Puerto Rican tour.
Go ahead and do that, James.
Yeah,
Why don't-
set it up.
Yeah, let's
I'll
see
talk
what-
to my attorney.
Okay.
Your
Is he a
robot attorney.
What if there's gonna be robot booking
yeah.
agencies coming up, dude?
I booked you a
do
gig.
not have enough Facebook likes.
Denied.
Denied.
I'm sorry. Your music
not-
has no commercial potential.
You're on
Goodbye.
probation for 3 years.
Great. That would be us.
It's like when you check your credit score and it actually makes it worse by checking it. Like if you apply for a gig that you're not good enough to play, like you get knocked down a couple of
Yeah,
pegs.
like who do you think you are?
Like it takes away 100 Facebook likes from you. Like what? What the heck?
That's funny. All right, let's move it on. So I'm gonna play this one by Kabaka Pyramid called "Don't Say a Word." I think it released today. This song is dope.
Did he play
man.
this one at his show?
I don't think so. So this is kind of a cool one, and I've only listened to it one time, but I was digging it. It's kind of similar to that. Well, I think I'm trying to figure out the whole thing behind it, but it feels like it's kind of similar to that Kabaka versus Pyramid, where he's got two different
yeah.
voices. So it's all him, but it kind of sounds like different people. He's talking about different aspects. So anyway, let's listen to it and we can decipher it.
Yo, LMR, K to the P.
Yo, I'ma say your thing shot.
Don't say a word,
You have the place locked.
don't say a word,
Your lyrics in dark.
don't say a word,
And you burn the fire hot.
don't say a word,
Yo, I'ma say your thing shot.
don't say a word,
You have the place locked.
don't say a word,
Your lyrics in dark.
don't say a word,
And you burn the fire hot.
don't say a word. Okay, huh. You know me not talk enough. Flows them dark up, my shows them cock up. Sick when me spit drum, my nose then hark up them walk us. Through me like the globe like narcos. When me sow them seed, clocks man a beat from my toe to my heel back.
You want to see a king in the flesh?
Me's that cash for the sweet, tell them Rasta no lease flat. Tell them send nobody try test me like G-Sat. K-A-B aka sharp like B-flat. Bebel at the level, none of them can reach that. Me a the high priest like Abuna Isaac.
Yo, your thing shot.
Don't say a word,
You have the place locked.
don't say a word,
Your lyrics in dark.
don't say a word,
And you burn the fire hot.
don't say a word,
Yo, I'ma say your thing shot.
don't say a word,
You have the place locked.
don't say a word,
Your lyrics in dark.
don't say a word,
And you burn the fire hot.
don't say a word. Accurate. Don't touch a button. Me don't yam no beef and me don't touch no mutton. Make me tell you something. Ross no yam chicken or fish on a KFC door enough for open. Watch how you talk with your meat breath. Take about 3 step back before you defile my precept. Do on the cheese where the pea get. Dep on my feet and you never see this color wallabies yet. If not I just wait Puma. Big body cap on the lot when I take Uber. She says she don't want no loser. And the sit nowhere she have it fat like a tumor.
Yo, your thing
What?
Don't say a word.
Fat like a tumor.
Don't say a word.
They said tuna.
Don't say a word.
Are you burn the fire hot?
Don't say a word.
Don't me say your thing shot.
Don't say a word.
You have the place locked.
Don't say a word.
Yeah, people. So Kabaka is one of those artists that you have to listen to this song 1-2 times to really catch all the lyrics, man, and it's dope. But I love in the music video he's talking about Rasta don't eat KFC. He's got like a dude like dancing with 2 like drumsticks. It's real goofy, and then they strike him with lightning. The video is cool. It's real stylized. It's like shot in front of a green screen, and all this crazy stuff happens. But
And I was waiting for Stylo G to come on, man. They need to do a remix.
bro,
With Stylo on there.
we might see a remix. But yeah, I love that style, man. It's cool. So
A lot of people are, well, I'll just frame it this way. I've seen a lot of people talking about how they don't appreciate the Jamaican music going into straying away from reggae, or
they
reggae,
don't like it.
reggae artists straying away from the roots reggae and going into the hip hop, which a lot of people are doing now, like Protege and Kabaka and even Chronix.
Well, I would say Kabaka from day one has been hip hop, because before he was Kabaka Pyramid, he was Pyramid, and
Yeah.
that was a hip hop artist. And then Kabaka Pyramid, he decided to do more reggae, blah blah blah. So from day one, that's always been the influence. Even with Protege too, a lot of his early stuff. So
A lot of them have always had like a little hip hop
Yeah.
influence to them. I mean, I don't feel the same way as those people
think
that I'm
that's-
talking about do. They just kind of feel like, you know, when you have something like the Grammys come up and you don't really have like
yes,
You know.
I will agree with that. That there
the
was
popular
another.
artists who are fusing these different styles, which I personally appreciate, are getting the nods instead of, you know, like, I don't know, Third World or something went up
Yeah.
for a Grammy, and like they're actually keeping it roots style, but they're not really getting considered for awards and, you know, blah de blah. And I just heard people say online and stuff about how like, oh, it's going so hip hop now, and there's barely any roots musicians out there, and they claim Rasta and reggae, but they're doing this thing. It's not even reggae, and I'm like,
Well, I'll say this. I think it's close-minded to say that any artist or musician can't do something because they did
Exactly.
something else. You can do anything and everything. Don't live in fear about your art because your fans supposedly think of you as this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let other people define you. But in the same regard, I mean, we want to preserve the roots and preserve reggae music, and we don't want it to get lost. Do you have something to say, James?
Yeah, I was gonna say, touching into this kind of, what's it called, the wordy fusion of this kind of stuff. Anyway, country hip hop, I hate it.
Okay.
yeah, that
I just want to
stop.
get that off my chest.
I know
Well,
you
maybe-
shouldn't tell artists what to do, but I'm going to tell them to just stop that.
Maybe the right. Well, maybe because it hasn't been fully thought out yet, or it hasn't reached a good. It's not there yet.
It's all over the radio.
It's
It's
still.
terrible.
I don't know.
It's true.
But going back to the Grammys and reggae, what seems to happen is that if you're from Jamaica, you get put into the reggae category. And not all Jamaicans are making the same music, reggae music or otherwise. So if coffee should get into the pop and like be ranked among I can't even think, Selena Gomez, or it's like somebody, you know, one of these people, like coffee should be up there, you know. It's not, you know, she does reggae, but not every song is reggae. And
Yeah,
same
she's
thing with
more of a
Kabaka.
pop artist, like and Protege too, like is kind of getting into a spot now where
Hip-hop.
he's more of a pop artist,
Pop R&B, hip hop kind of vibe.
And the reggae is there, but it's not there all the time, and so it's like weird that they get lumped into these categories.
It's time for Grammys and awards to open themselves up to these other artists and stop, you know, saying everybody from Jamaica is reggae, even though they have reggae on lock and they're the innovators and creators forever. But still, anyways.
And
like
also,
I
hip
always
hop
said.
came from Jamaica, so if you really want to say that these reggae artists are doing too much hip hop or whatever, like it's kind of
Reciprocal.
it's circling back now. Like they started it, Jamaicans who were in New York City, you know.
Yeah, and that tends to be, we've talked about this thing that happens in music all the time where it's like, it's so funny, like the very first people were the bands that sang the music, right? And then the DJs were playing the band's music, and then they started mixing the instrumentals on the DJ mixer while the person sings, and kind of created dance hall by like this reinterpretation of playing the records. And then bands heard that and started playing that
Yeah.
live.
Exactly.
So it got recycled again. And then, it just keeps getting recycled and recycled, and that's how the evolution of music is happening. So
the other aspect of
open
that
up your
is
mind.
like effects too. Like, like dub engineers would add delays and reverbs and stuff, and now that was something that would only happen after a record was cut. It would be like post. Then you're going to go in and dub everything. Same thing. Live bands heard that and started incorporating that aspect of dub music when they're playing live. You hear delay and reverb and stuff all the time, and I don't know what you call those, but the snare hits are like bah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with hip hop. It went to America. It's gone worldwide now. Every country does their hip hop, so you can't get mad. Anyway, not to make a long story short or a short story long, whatever. I have one more song I was gonna play. So this is a throwback. I was just reminiscing of old high school days, and I was talking to my roommate, and like, I never really got into metal. But this one band, my brethren Desmond, shout out Desmond, in Houston, showed me this band, and I think they're called Blind Guardian. I think they're German. Their songs are about Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. This is a total...
I thought you just found this song.
This is
but
way
this is
off
something
for
you
me.
used to listen to in high
This
school?
is a band that melted my face in high school, so I'm just going to show it to y'all.
Sounds like Scottish or something. I don't know. This is so weird.
It's very Celtic.
So Irish.
Feel free to headbang along at home.
This kind of reminds me of like Dropkick Murphys.
Way more technical.
Tom, can you do that?
It's pretty epic.
Deep down it lies, my secret vision. I'll better keep it silent. My friends alone.
All right, I'm sure there's way more parts than that. I don't even remember everything, but yeah, Blind Guardian, man. So yeah, I love epic stuff.
That'd be a really bad Guardian.
It's like a more thrash version of Dream Theater.
yeah, kind of. This is from West Germany. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Germany. And they are often, this is what Wikipedia says.
They wouldn't have been allowed to make
They are
that
often
in East
credited as
Germany.
one of the seminal and most influential bands in the power metal and speed metal subgenres.
There you go. Yeah,
So that's cool. I'd never heard of them before.
they're wicked. They're wicked, and I don't know. See where we kind of draw some influence from, man. I would like to do some epic stuff. I love the harmonies, and like, I don't know. It's cool. So
There's a bunch of weird other instruments in there too. Like I thought I heard like a glockenspiel, and
Dude,
like,
they
and
do,
like a
like-
harp or something. Like
they do like medieval sounding stuff. Like
Yeah.
they have another song, if you look on their Spotify, it's very chill, and it sounds like those old medieval instruments. He's just
Yeah.
singing and playing along like
I believe that's called a lute.
a lute. Yeah,
give me the
something
loot,
like that.
give me the loot.
Oh.
Something like that. So anyway, that was my.
I recently acquired a weird instrument. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a mandolin, but with like 10 strings. I don't know. It's from Germany. It's a family heirloom.
Oh, that's cool.
They probably had one of those in
The
the
song.
Blind Guardian. Yeah.
The song.
It's like a Glockbespiken. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
What was it?
I don't even know. Something like that.
All right. So anyway, that was the new music
So
segment.
what year was that band from, did you say?
Well, it says that they started in 1984,
Oh, that's why they're from
And
West
they
Germany.
used to be called Lucifer's Heritage
That would never fly in
from
East,
84
East
to
Germany.
87.
Okay.
I guess they're still around.
So I heard that they started as a cover band for a different band. Like maybe that first band was a cover band or a tribute band, and then they decided to start their own band, which was Blind Guardian, I think. But I was listening to them in 03, 04, no wait, 05. I don't know, something early, 05 or 06.
Yeah, lyrics inspired by the fiction of fantasy authors such as J.R.R. Tolkien,
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Stephen King, and 2 other people I don't know,
Stephen King.
Yeah.
He's been writing books
as
for
well
that
as
long?
traditional legends and epics.
Dude, Stephen King has written like so many books. It's crazy. And had so many movies of his books made.
It's true.
But yeah, so other random news I just picked up and wanted to put on here on the podcast was that I heard that someone in Florida hacked a water supply treatment facility and was able to up some iodine or some chemical, and they tried to poison a town.
That ain't right.
Yeah, and but somebody at the plant noticed that the mixture was off and like reversed it. But basically, it just
Where was that again?
That guy
in
got a
Florida
promotion.
somewhere. But it just goes to show like how our infrastructure and like our very important places, they're probably using super old technology, and probably like a high school student could just hack into some stuff.
Huh.
They probably, I don't know. They should just make it all manual again.
I mean, imagine that. Imagine you just drink some water out of the tap and get poisoned. It's crazy.
Go to Flint, Michigan.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what's happening. So, the other thing I thought was funny was that cat lawyer thing. I don't even know what it was about.
Can you pull up the audio? Would that be possible?
Oh yeah, because the audio is funny. He's like, "I'm not a cat," and it's like, "Yes, obviously you're not a cat." So what happened? I don't know exactly. Maybe somebody in here knows it better than me. No,
It looks
getting a lot
like
of nods. They're having some meeting, and there's like a judge and a lawyer.
Doing a
or
trial.
something in there.
It was a trial in Texas.
A
It was
trial
in
over
Texas.
Zoom, and pretty much one of the lawyers accidentally did a cat filter on his face and
couldn't get it off.
Can't figure out how to remove it, and just the dialogue is pretty funny because I guess they're trying to be serious.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings.
And the cat's like looking
might
down.
want-
It's a concerned cat face too. Man.
Take a look.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see
It's
that.
so sad.
I can see that you're not a
He's
cat.
such a sad cat.
I'm prepared to go forward as is.
Like,
I'm not a
fuck it, we're going
I'm not a
live.
cat.
What did that one guy say? Never mind. That Fox News guy. Never mind, I ruined it. Bill O'Reilly.
Like, oh, we're gonna do it live.
Oh, he's saying time. All right. Well, anyway, the last thing I was really going to talk about was Elon Musk was in the news because he bigged up Austin. I read something on Business Insider. Elon Musk predicts Austin, Texas will be the biggest boom town that America has seen in 50 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was just
man.
looking at that.
I don't know what that means, boom town. Are we
Usually
gonna
boom
explode?
towns go into ghost towns, don't they?
Do they?
Oh my God. I also read in the news that someone stole a bunch of bombs from the biggest Marine base. Maybe he's going to blow us up.
Did you really?
Down.
Yeah, that's earlier this week.
Oh my gosh.
I think we're the only ones that know.
That's why he came from California.
I mean, they're talking about. I think it's moving ahead as building the rail system in Austin.
I hope so.
I think it's kind of a dumb idea. I think it would be useful once it's done, but I think the havoc it's going to wreak on the city is going to be insane. And
Yeah.
I might just have to move until they're done the stupid subways and then come
I
back.
agree. I voted for it because I was thinking like greater purpose or greater goal for humanity would be greater if we had less cars, if more transit for lower income. But like you said, the construction will last forever, and I'm sure the city is going to waste tons of
Might
money
even be
on
dead.
stupid stuff. It's going to raise property tax. It's going to raise all this. But I don't know. In my mind, I'm trying not to be short-sighted, and I'm trying to say, in the end, it'll be worth it. Like,
Sure,
we
I'm
might
just saying I don't
suffer-
want to be here for it. Like, I just like I think it's a great idea. I wish they would have done it 10 years ago, so it was already put into place. Because I would love to use a rail transit system here if it was ready. I don't really want to be a part of the constructing of it.
Yeah.
And that affect our lives, but
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of out of our hands. It's bigger
Definitely.
powers. So, but it's crazy to think the things that are going to be bubbling in Austin, and we're right here for it. So, who knows? I just hope we don't be part of the group of people that get phased out or get, what I'm saying? Like things get so tech that the music vibe is gone, and there's nowhere for us
I'm
to go.
putting
We
my
can't
money
even
on
live
that.
here.
I think it's going to be a work hard, play hard kind of thing. Even if there's a lot of
Like New York.
tech people moving here or whatever, they're going to want to go out and enjoy Austin when they're done working.
The
But
good
we
news
still need
is-
a place to sleep at the end of the night. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That's why you have all these tech people coming in and you marry one of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm going to do that.
And she goes,
I'm going to do that.
I'm sorry I moved here for my career. That was my dream. I didn't mean to destroy yours. Just, go and do your thing and I'll take care of the rest. That's
Yeah.
usually how
Yeah,
that
it's
will
kind of
work
like
out.
you owe it to me to marry me.
Yeah.
That's perfect logic.
Yeah. I'm gonna set up a wedding, y'all.
That's right. Valentine's Day is right around the corner and all of Lion Heights is single. So
Woo! Single and ready to mingle.
that's right. ChristianMingle.com.
I was thinking you could make a dating app that pairs tech women
Cyborg
with
woman.
musician men, or just actually
It could be either.
men
it could
or
be
women.
either
Sorry,
way. Yeah.
sorry, I'm thinking for myself.
It's 2021, Dane.
My
Look.
bad. Tech
Come on,
people
man.
with musician people.
Thank
and
you.
tech people, you're not allowed to date other tech people.
Yeah.
And musicians can't date other musicians. You gotta pair incomes up. What if instead of tech and musicians, what if it's just income? Well, that kind of
An
sucks for the other
income-based-
person, because the rich people would just be like, well, I only date poor people. Like,
It could be called symbiosis. It could be called the app.
something like that, where you get paired up with somebody,
But the poor person has to have skills like it could be like
or
the
an
poor
artist.
person-
It can't be a poor person, but you're like an
Okay.
artist.
Well,
They could
the
be a
person
really
with the
good
lower
cook.
income, the artist. Maybe they have. See, I started being sexist again. Maybe they have great skills, like they can cook or they can do this and that. And maybe
Yeah.
you don't want to cook, but you got more money.
Well, they
so then
can
you guys
cook 'cause-
match because like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, he's broke, but he can cook though. That's cool.
But also, if they want to go to a nice fancy dinner, they got to pay for it.
They got to pay for it. That's why it's one hand. What's it
All right, I'm gonna say this. Even no matter what, I'm gonna pay for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Because check out, dinner's not that expensive, but we make money as musicians. It's just the cost of living is the hardest thing. So like, if cost of living was taken care of or was, relieved, then we could use our money more efficiently in our lives to invest, to make, money makes money, and we could do all this stuff. Problem right now is that all of our money as musicians is going into rent, and we're not saving, we're not investing, we're just like living month to month because, especially right now, there's no gigs, it's super tough, everybody has to get another job. We've always had other jobs, but the music money supplemented a lot and helped a lot.
Right.
And now it's not there at all. And even talking to my brethren in Jamaica, it is very tough right now for gigs. There's like no gigs, and these like my homie that's all he did. He plays drums, and it was a good life. You know?
at the resorts and stuff.
Yeah, and had gigs every night, and now there's no gigs. Even if there is one, the pay has gone down because like there's different curfews. It's a real shame. So anyway, I'm not trying to make people feel bad, but
and I'm kind of tired of the suffering musician broke artist like stereotype. It's definitely true, but it's not like you said. It's not like we're like totally that bad off. It's just some of the sacrifices that you make, and sometimes your money is going back into your craft, which means you don't have it for other stuff. So, and that's a issue that a lot of people don't have who don't play music or don't have something going on like that in their lives. It's just different. We have to think more about that stuff and be a little more careful with
coming into this new world post-COVID, we got to set this up and protect. At the end of the day, we got to protect ourselves too. So, hey, anybody out there that asks us to play a show and we hit you with a number and you get offended by it, please don't take it personal.
Yeah.
We are trying to cover our own basis, and we're also trying to level ourselves up. there's that saying, what is it? Ask what you think you're worth, or what is it? Like, I can't even remember. But
it's pretty much the equivalent of dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Yeah.
We're trying to book ourselves for what we want in the future.
Yeah.
Not necessarily what we're worth currently, but we think our worth.
No,
is,
it's
decent,
about self-worth.
Yeah.
And in Austin, there is a problem with venues thinking that they can pay a whole band $100. And, it's cool and all if you want to come out and practice, but at the end of the day, it's hours of our time to go do it. We do a lot of rehearsing for it. We bring people. We know that you're going to make more money than $100 when we come. So that, it's just unfair to do that to a band.
Yeah.
So anyway, not to get on my soapbox.
Now is the time to
pay
try
us
to change it.
$100 and I don't bring anybody or promote.
So any of the musicians out there listening, guys, we have to band together and not take less than and not underbid each other. You know what I'm saying? So like
that is why that's what causes that to happen, is because people will undercut you, not even on purpose, not to be nasty.
Yeah.
There's just some people who will just do that. Oh, I'll do it for free, or I'll do it for really cheap. And it's like, well, you're kind of hurting everybody when you do that.
And remember, in the 80s and 90s, musicians out here were getting $100 a gig, like per musician. So you do whatever you can with your band, but I'm saying $100 a man, that's the least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the least
and
we
that's
should be
got to
getting.
change, like, too. That we can't keep the same standard
from years ago,
Yeah.
but just trying to come up from where it's at now. So anyway, let's sign off because James is walking out the door. He's got to go.
Yeah, he's got to go to work.
But yeah, people, episode 10. We will see you next week. And I'm going to leave you with Way I'm Smoking by Ross Idre and Blackamore.
Yes, and always follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on the Insta, DM us anything you want us to touch here on the podcast, because sometimes we need stuff to talk about.
True.
Yeah.
All right, peace, people.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
This medication is higher vibration. Higher meditation. The way I'm smoking is high grade potent. The way this medication working. High up in the skies, I'm floating. Have phones with a couple spliff, then call myself a lift. Jump out on the highway, can't check brother Idre. Book the studio time and I level up on the music and I get lively. Feel free when you blow trees, high frequency, the vibes up. Add this one to your playlist, smoke a big split when you play this. Turn the music up louder, put this pan repeat.
Well, yo, big up all the soldiers in the street. Yeah. Like a more you just pull up, and the fact say you make it is a luck. The amount of weed you smoke on the road, youth, my glad say you no stuck. Now a time fi go hit the studio, but before that a time fi hit the Joe. Roll one, light one, smoke one, tote one. Inna me head that trees a grow. High like is a tree, a mango that. Sell the herbs, it's sweet like pango nut. Drop down, then you know me can't do that. Cause the itals too, my angle that. Yeah, I know what time to vice up the sound. Black or more, this year herbs so strong. Let me tell you about the
way I'm smoking. That high grade potent. The way this medication working. High up in the skies, I'm floating. The way I'm smoking. This high grade potent. The way this medication working. High up in the skies, I'm floating, yeah. This weed I'm toting, yeah. Keep me floating, yeah. High up in the skies, I'm floating.
Music and high grade, that them the thing that I like. Under meditation, it a help I write. It a help me take flight. Higher than a kite, power with lion. Music is This a thing where we know, and them say I Dre, oh yeah, switch up the flow. We rhyming it fast, or we rhyming it slow. Cultivate the music just like the herbs that we grow. Black and more, here you go.
Music man, I sort out, give me strong herb, turn it up loud. My mind state elevating when the rhythm penetrating. Pure good vibes, man, I bring when lion nights them stepping in. Stand firm, we no move strong, so we can't lose, man, I win. The way I'm smoking, that high-grade potency. The way this medication working, high up in the skies, I'm floating. The way I'm smoking, that high-grade potency. The way this medication working, high up in the